Hello, world of the internet. It's like my third time trying to figure out this whole like flow guidance via video thing. But I'm gonna try again. Now my tank is off, so or it's in the other room, but so you can maybe hear me a little bit better. I'm gonna try out flowing and speaking along with you, or speaking and flowing along with you. So yeah, let's just do that. Hopefully, wherever you are, you have a few minutes to set aside for yourself. So we'll get started in hero's pose. Shins, tops of the feet to the mat, hips on the heels, and just find somewhere comfortable to rest your hands. Maybe somewhere meaningful. You can do palms up for receiving, palms down to ground into your own energy. Maybe one to belly, one to heart, something a little more specific and personal. Yeah, and just close your eyes. Find that space to start to soften. And really think about this as carving away that little bit of time for yourself. And that might seem counterintuitive right now because, we're all so isolated. But the reality of it is you can feel the pressure to keep sharing and keep being connected when your instinct might be to kind of come back to yourself. So whatever you're feeling, let it be. And just think about this next 15 minutes or so as coming back to yourself. We're gonna do a nice core heavy flow, recenter, a little bit of energy into our day. So let's take a breath, exhale all of the air out. Inhale, full breath. And exhale, HA. Big sigh. Awesome. And flutter your eyes open. Bring your hands to the mat. Shift your weight forward. Come into your tabletop. So shoulders stack over wrists, hips over knees. And tops of your feet could ground. Or maybe you tuck your toes for a minute. Stretch out the arches of your feet. Whatever's more comfortable for you. Try and find a really flat, neutral spine, like a literal tabletop. And try and keep your head and neck in that same long line. Then press into the mat. So that your shoulders aren't dumping back, taking hold. I'm going to go through some cat-cow. So inhale, belly drops, head and tailbone lift, heart forward, look up, cow. And exhale, round your spine, pull the belly in, tuck your tailbone, chin to chest for cat. Inhale, heart forward, belly drops, cow. And exhale, round the spine, squeeze all of the air out, cat. And just a couple rounds, following your own breath. Inhale, heart forward, belly down. Exhale, pull the belly in. And then maybe you break it apart. You could sway tailbone side to side, roll through the shoulders. Whatever kind of feels good in your body starts to work into some of those sticky spaces. And then next time you come back through a neutral spine, pause. Start to tuck your toes under, and on an inhale, raise your knees off the mat, just an inch or so. Find that core strength. Feel the heat. One more inhale. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back, heels towards the floor, downward facing dog. So from your downward facing dog, start to break it apart. Just like in that cat-cow, start to lengthen the backs of the legs, move the tailbone side to side, lengthen your spine across side bodies. And just let this be exploratory before you settle into the shape. So check in that hands are about shoulder width distance. Really spread your fingers wide, ground through all corners of your hands into the mat. And then press your heart, your chest towards your thighs. Check in that feet are about hips width distance, like your head could fit snugly between them. And then keep pressing into the mat. Wrap your underarms in. Find length in your spine, and maybe your legs straighten, or maybe you bend your knees. Pull your tailbone even higher and find length that way. Your knees don't need to be straight and your heels don't need to meet the mat. Just make sure heels disappear behind the toes, so not bowing in or out. And then with your inhale, right leg rises. Go for length first, really stretching through the heel, pulling length out of the back of the leg, and then inhale your right leg higher. Exhale, peel it open. And find some movement. You can roll out the hip joint, bend and straighten your leg, roll out your ankle. It's really whatever feels good. Starts opening up right side body, right side hip. Just one more full breath in. Send your foot back long. Then exhale, knee to nose. Shoulders round forward in an upper push-up plank. And then exhale, right leg long. Inhale, right leg long. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Look to the right. Inhale, right leg long. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Look left, cross the body. Inhale, right leg long. Then exhale to pull your foot through. Step it between your hand. If it doesn't make it, just slide it up a little further. Then seal your back heel down behind you, 45 degrees. Inhale, rise up, reach up, warrior one. So settle into the lunge. Front knee stacks over front ankle, front toes facing forward. But still grounding through the outside edge of both feet, especially your left one, so you can squeeze left leg straight behind you, pull left hip forward, sit low, pull right hip back. Then take one more inhale to grow really tall. And then exhale, right arm forward, left arm peels back, warrior two. Now you may need to lengthen your stance. Warrior two is a big posture. You're accommodating the width of your hips, rolling open. And shoulders stack over hips. Two arms reach long, and just check in with your front knee. Make sure you're pressing into that outside edge so your knee sits right over your ankle. And reach just as far back as you are forward, so shoulders really stack. And take a breath. Settle into it. And flip your front palm to the ceiling. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Find a lot of space along right side body, right side ribs. Really expanding little spaces through the ribcage. Your backhand has options. It can slide down your back leg, your thigh, or your calf. Or maybe you wrap it around. But if you do, really press into this front hip crease. Try and squeeze your back arm straight so that you can sit a little lower. Reach a little taller. One more inhale to sit low, reach. And then exhale, two hands cartwheel down. Step your right foot back, upper push-up plank, shoulders stack over wrists, press into the toes so your heels stack up high. Now if this plank is already talking to you a whole lot, drop your knees. Now or at any time, we'll kind of go through this flow one more time. But keep tucking the tailbone, straightening out. Don't find yourself here. But if you're on your toes, either way, tuck your tailbone, engage your core. Then inhale to press the mat away, upper back lifts. And exhale, lower halfway down, hug the elbows in. Inhale, heart forward and up, tops of the feet release to the mat. Upward facing dog, so shoulders away from the ears. Press into the tops of the feet, thighs are lifted. Inhale to look up, roll open. Then exhale, tuck the toes, hips up and back. More familiar, downward facing dog. So you can find a little movement when you get here. And then a breath into your downward facing dog. Then inhale, sends left leg long. Go for length, really reach through the heel, stretch out the back of the leg. Then inhale a little higher, exhale, peel it open. Find that bit of movement. It could be the same thing as the last side. Could be something totally different. Spread the toes, roll open the hip, whatever feels good. Then one more inhale to send your left foot long. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders round forward. Inhale, left leg long. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, look left. Inhale, left leg long. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, look right. Inhale, left leg long. Then exhale to step your foot through. Plant it between your hands. Seal your back heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Now find your lunge. Put my hair up. Stack front knee over front ankle, really turning the hips towards the front. So feel for scissoring the inner thighs together. That'll pull right hip forward. Sit low to pull left hip back. Find that squaring sensation, even if it's more of a looks or feels like than it looks like. And then arms reach tall. Inhale to grow taller. And exhale to peel open. Warrior two.
Find that long posture. Any extra length you needed before, just add some now. Front knee stacks, 2 arms reach long, and soften the shoulders. Soften your gaze, maybe close your eyes. Does that make something that was just a moment ago much easier, even that much more challenging? But that's balance you're building. It's not stillness, but strength. So for one more breath, sit into it. And flutter the eyes open. Inhale, flip the front palm. Reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Find length across the left side. Fanning open in the rib cage. Making space. Feeling the little bits that you can move around. You don't really notice all the time. Just one more inhale, sit low. Reach up, reach back. And exhale, 2 hands, cartwheel down. Step your left foot back and go through that flow again. So inhale, press the mat away. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, heart forward, look up. And exhale, back to down dog. Awesome. So from your downward dog, this time, bend your knees, glance forward between your hands. Step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. And when you get there, hang heavy, forward fold. Let yourself soften, let yourself spill. I'm gonna take off my sweatshirt because it's getting warm in my apartment where it's usually freezing. Let your head hang. Check in that feet are hips width distance, 2 soft fists between them if you really want to see. Maybe you grab for opposite elbows, sway side to side a little. And just let your head hang, shake it yes, shake it no. And with your next exhale, release your grip. Inhale for a half lift, flat back, long spine. Press hands into shins or thighs and really extend the crown of your head forward, flattening out your back. Think of that tabletop position we had earlier. And shifting your weight towards your toes to stack your joints. One more inhale to lengthen. And exhale to fold. Then on your inhale, sit hips low, heart high, arms reach, chair pose. So sit back in your chair, check in with your feet. Still parallel, hips width distance, 2 knees, 2 feet stacking. And then make sure you can still see your toes peeking out from in front of your knees. If not, slide your hips a little back in space so you find that movement. Trying to stack your joints even though it feels really impossible right now. And then reaching far forward and up to kind of counterbalance sitting low. Shine your heart forward, relax your shoulders down your back, soften your face. And can you find a breath for one more full breath to sit into a space that's a challenge? Where you find the resistance, but you have the strength. Inhale, sit low, reach. And then exhale, stand straight up. Inhale, reach up, look back. And exhale all the way down, fold forward, forward fold. Soften the head, take a moment, take a breath. And inhale for a half lift, flat back, long spine. And exhale to fold, release. Then on your inhale, find it again, hips low, heart high, arms reach, chair pose. So sit back into your chair. This time, see if you can sit back to that space where you just left off. And find a breath that supports you here. So an H-A, ha, H-M, flutters of the lips. Really nice to keep breath moving through the body in a moment of challenge. While we're building heat, they can help us release it. When things are tense, they can soften. So for one more inhale, one more exhale, sit low, inhale. Exhale, let it out. One more inhale. And exhale, stand straight up. Inhale, reach up, look up, maybe back. And exhale all the way down, spill forward, release. Inhale for a half lift, flat back, long spine. And exhale to fold. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Pause on the top of a push-up, other push-up plank. Now we're gonna go through some side plank. So start with the right hand comes right beneath your face to the center of your mat, and then legs are zipped together behind you.
and rolling open onto the outside edge of your right foot. Send your hips up high. Left arm reaches for side plank. So keep rainbowing the hips up higher. Maybe you stagger the feet if you need a little balance help. Or if this is a whole lot right now, you could always drop your knee or drop to your elbow if it's too much on your wrist. But find a plank version that works for you. One more inhale to lift your back leg. Exhale, reach forward. Find the balance. One more inhale to look up high. And with control, exhale, 2 hands come down. Find a breath, find a moment. Zip your legs up behind you again, so 2 feet together. Then bringing left hand underneath your face, rolling onto the outside edge of left foot. Inhale to reach. Find that rainbow. And like I said, maybe it's forearm down if you need support in your wrist, but keep pressing your shoulder away, rainbowing hips up high, reaching. Then maybe top foot floats with inhale. Maybe exhale, hand comes forward. One more breath to look up, reach long. Then exhale, both hands are down. If you're on your forearm, just pop back up. Then we'll take through a flow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, heart forward. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Exhale, empty. Inhale, fill. Exhale, HA. Awesome. Then shift your weight forward, have a push-up plank. Drop your knees to the floor. It's tabletop again. Maybe take a cat-cow or 2. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, around the spine. Awesome. And from here, keeping your hips right where they are, I'm just going back. Keeping your hips right where they are, stacked over your knees. Start to walk your hands forward. Here's the mess. Coming into your puppy pose, press your chest towards the floor. And you could bring your forehead to the mat. Or maybe you look forward if you want more of a stretch in your throat. But just open your heart towards the floor. Just like the beginning where you start to reground, recenter into your own space, your own practice. Just take a couple breaths. And then start to settle the weight back towards your heels, dragging hands on the floor with you. And come to your child's pose for just a moment. Roll your forehead across the mat, that third eye intuition. Ironing out the space between the eyebrows. And then slowly start to roll yourself up to seated. Hero's pose. Take a breath. Recognize the moment we had when we started here about bringing ourselves back into what we need when the world needs so much right now. Our own practices of self-care and self-love have so much value too. And then whatever way is easiest for you. Start to shift your weight forward, or shift your legs out in front of you for a seated forward fold. So ground your hips, sit points into the mat. Rock the fleshy bits out from underneath you. Inhale to grow tall, reach up. And exhale to fold over your legs. Now this can go a lot of ways. You can soften the knees, round forward, let your head hang. Or maybe it's more active than that. Maybe it's every inhale, pull your heart forward, broaden. Every exhale, hold a little deeper. Whatever version works for you, just take a couple of breaths on your own. And then slowly, dragging your fingers along your legs, roll yourself up. Cool. And then make sure your hips are in about the center of your mat. So if they're not, just shift them around till they are. Bend your knees, glue the soles of your feet to the floor. I know we've already done core work, but we're just gonna add this last little bit at the end. So with hands out in front, or even for a challenge, for more of a challenge, arms can come up tall. Slowly, with your feet glued to the floor, roll yourself all the way down. Now, keeping your feet on the floor is what really makes this challenging. Can I talk while doing this? Let's see. Rolling down for 3, for 2, and 1. Let it go. Let yourself soften. Bring your heels close to your butt so you could tickle them with the tips of your fingers by your sides. And bring hands right there. And we're gonna move into bridge pose, starting to wind down a bit more. So really press your weight into your heels, ground through your feet. And then lift your hips up high, pulling your chest towards your chin. And maybe you interlace the fingers, pull the heels of your hands together to broaden your chest just a little bit more. But keep pressing into your heels so your hips lift up really high. For one more full breath. And then exhale, release. Hips come to the mat. And pull your knees to your chest. Give yourself a really big hug. You roll around a little, roll around a lot. Iron your low back out into the floor. So you're super flat on your mat. And then pull your soles of your feet together. Grab around the back edge of your feet, interlace the fingers, and pull your heels towards your heart. Knees come out wide, supine butterfly. Just one inhale here to really pull your feet close. And then exhale, open up, happy baby. This is where you leave it. Anything that you need to get out, this is the space to let it go. So maybe that's big happy breaths, and ha's. Or maybe it's stillness, it's quiet. But allow this to be what you need. Then we'll take a lion's breath together before we're done. So exhale, empty, empty lung. Inhale, full breath. Into the belly, biggest so far, squeeze your face, close your eyes. And exhale, tongue out, eyes open. Then release your feet. Let your legs come out long. And come into your final Shavasana. Heels to each corner of your mat, let your feet flop open. Start to soften everything down. So soften the big things. Close your eyes. Relax the big muscles in your legs, your thighs, your calves, your glutes, hamstrings. Relax your core, drop the belly. Relax the big muscles in your arms. Maybe you take a second to roll your shoulder blades beneath you. And then relax there too. Soften the chest, soften the heart space. And then the small things. Fingers, toes, feet, hands. Let them all be soft. Let everything go. And soften your brow. Soften your jaw. And today I will end this virtual class in my favorite way of all, with a quote and the ringing of the singing bowl. Our quote today will be from my memory because I don't have anything in front of me right now. This is probably the quote I use most often. Well, one of my top 3. And the power of love replaces the love for power. The world will know true peace. That's Jimi Hendrix. So one more time, exhale all of your air away. Inhale a full breath into your belly. And then exhale, H-A.
thanks for joining me. If you did, it was fun, a little flow. Definitely not 15 minutes, that was like 25 minutes, but oh well, fun stuff. Yeah, hopefully that worked when I watch it back. Hopefully I can hear what I'm saying. Hopefully you could. But yeah, if you want to play that over a bit of music, I guess I should have said that at the beginning. I'll put it in the caption. Then that could be really fun. Maybe I'll make a playlist that'll go along with that after I've watched it back. So watch out for that too. Anyway, thanks for being here. Love to everyone.